Hey guys, I'd like to thank everybody for being here today. We're going to go ahead and start with a word of prayer first, okay? And then we'll continue on and do some of these other things and get them out of the way real quick, and then we'll go eat, okay? All right, let's all go to the Lord. Father God, we just we thank you so much, Lord, for who you are. Lord, we just thank you for opportunities that you put in our life each and every day, Lord. We thank you for this time, Lord, together. And thank you for each person that's here today, Father. And, Lord, we just thank you for all that you're doing in our lives, Lord, and the opportunities I was talking about, Lord, is when we come in front of people, sometimes you never know what kind of impact you're going to make on someone's life. And, Father, I pray that today will first and foremost would honor you and glorify you in the kingdom first. And also, I pray that if anyone's here that doesn't know you, Lord, I pray that some seeds will be planted, Lord, and that they will come to know you before it's too late. And we'll just give you all the honor and all of the glory for that, Lord. And, Father, I pray that everything will just go according to your will and your way. I pray that you would take me out of the way and let your Spirit speak. We'll give you all the honor and all of the glory. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, guys, like I said, I'd like to welcome everybody here to our 2017 CCMA Banquet. And also I'd like to extend a special thank you to John and Jennifer and them Everetts for letting us use their facility again this year. Yeah, let's give them a hand. And in saying that, please be mindful of everything, you know, you kids and stuff. Try not to spill your stuff. I know accidents happen and things, you know, but this is God's house just the same. So let's take care of it like it's God's house. My phone's going to keep going off. And I'd like to thank all of our students, all of our parents, all of our grandparents, and our families who helped make this ministry possible. Because of your continued support, we're able to continue to serve in this vision that God has laid upon our hearts. I want to read y'all a scripture, Philippians chapter 1, verse 6, being confident of this very thing, that he which hath begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. That is actually my life verse. Sorry, this thing keeps cutting down, and I got to have it. I believe in my heart, I want to give y'all just a little bit of background about CCMA. I won't talk long, I promise. But for those of you that don't know the way things transpired and stuff like that, I just kind of want to lay a little bit of it out. The way Christ Center Martial Arts was actually birthed was that, you know, I've been doing this for a long time, and I've been doing it with another organization and stuff, and I felt this pull that God was laying on my heart that, you know, anything that we've been trained in, anything that we've been taught up through the years, whether it be able to sing, whether it be able to play instruments, whether it be able to do sports, or whether it be able to teach martial arts, can be used to honor God. And so that's kind of how all of this kind of transpired. In 2008, I had been praying about it for 2 years prior to that, and in 2008, that's when Christ Center Martial Arts started, and it started in our backyard in a building. And we grew out of the building in less than a year, and we were in the church, in the sanctuary, moving chairs back and forth and things like that, and then we were fortunate enough to get a building. We partnered with, which is now our actual church, Emmaus Baptist Church, and they helped us with the building, the gym, and everything. And since then, we've just continued to grow. And we've got a place in Chatsworth. And also, we're in 3 churches now doing the karate awanas. You know, they started a new thing about a year or so ago at one church, and I got contacted by that church. And then a week later, I got contacted by another church wanting us to, you know, come and do martial arts in their awanas electives. And so now it's grown to 3 churches this year, and I'm thankful for, you know, folks that that want to get on board and step up and help us with that, because I can't be in 3 places at the same time, you know. And so I appreciate all you guys that do those things. So that's just a little bit about, you know, where we are today. And I realize that not everybody's here, you know, but we did have a good turnout, and, you know, and I appreciate everybody showing up. Oh, yeah, and we do have our cardio classes, too. Thank you. And we're doing those now on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We do it in the morning time, and then we do it again at night. We do it at 9 o'clock in the morning on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we do it at 7 o'clock at night on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And so if anybody's interested in that, you know, come try one out. Okay, first of all, I'd like to introduce all of our black belts. Now, as I introduce our black belts, I'd like for we're gonna call them up, right? Okay, I'd like for them all to come up on the stage here. Okay, so first was my wife, Lisa Lehman. Let's give her a hand. She's been an awesome support in this from the very get-go. When God started leading me to do this, you know, she helped me pray about it and stuff. And had it not been for, you know, for God using her in that order too, you know, it would have been a big struggle for me to continue to do this or to even start this. So, you know, I'm just so thankful that she's 100% behind everything that I do for the most part. Our next, I'm just going to call them up by rank, the ones that are here, and I'll call out their names. If they're not here, they won't come up. That would be Elizabeth Doss. Let's give her a hand. And then our next would be Susan Kirkland, and I don't think she's here, so let's give her a hand though. Tony Abernathy, I don't know if he's here. Those are all of our 3rd degrees, which Tony actually come before Susan. Don't tell her I did that, or tell him I did that. Actually, he came before you. All right. And then, let's see, our 2nd degrees, Sarah Johnson. And Rebecca Johnson. And then we have our 1st degrees, Tony Lewis. And Landon Everett. We have a lot of other black belts, but they haven't been participating in a long time, so I'm not going to go through all those names and stuff. So, but these are the core group of people that are willing to stand behind me and even stand in front of me and help me teach and do all the things. Anything I've ever asked any of them to do, they've always stepped up to the plate. The Johnsons over here has just been miraculous with the Warrior program. Most of you parents already know that. And so I just give everybody a hand. Let's give everybody a hand. I got to keep this order thing. She kind of wrote it down for me. Behind every good man is a great woman. So, okay. You black belts, could y'all just kind of everybody all step back, please? Okay. This next person that I'm going to talk about just a little bit she's really been dedicated to the cause, and when I say the cause, you know, to helping us run the schools, spread the gospel, and do all the things that we're here to do. Our first and our foremost goal is to get the gospel out there. That's why we do what we do. And and also, she's one of our main instructors in Christ Center Martial Arts. Has been for several years. And in order to move, whenever I test someone for their rank, like to black belt, you have to train for so long before you actually get your certificate for your black belt. And so when you move from rank to rank, you have to train for so long. And when you reach certain levels, you have to train for a year before you get that certificate. You have to train for a whole year. And that shows that you have become a true martial artist. Because in that particular rank, during that time, because it's the rank right before master level, you have to make up a form out of so many moves and stuff. It has to be your own form. It has to have a name and all of that stuff to actually reach a master level. And so, and she's not there yet, but she's training toward that. And she has been training for a solid year, give or take maybe a day, because I don't remember what date we done this last year. But we actually promoted her here at our banquet in 2016 to third dan. And so today I'd like to present her with her third dan certificate for her full year of training, and I know she's going to continue to train. So Elizabeth Doss, come up, please. Come to attention. Bow. Same. Let's get a quick picture. You hold that, and then I'm going to let you speak. Okay? Let's turn this way towards your hubby. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now, for just a couple of minutes, I want to allow some folks to speak, namely Elizabeth first. Okay, this is yours. And then after that, I'm going to ask her husband if he wants to say a few things, and maybe her son. And if there's anyone else in the room that would like to speak on Elizabeth's behalf, you know, if you're scared or nervous, just know that you're not near as scared or nervous as I am standing up here today. Okay, so. So with that, Elizabeth, go ahead.
I want to first thank my family. Without them, I wouldn't be able to do martial arts. They support me, they get me there, and they're proud of me, and they tell me that, and that means a lot to me. So I love and appreciate y'all, and I'm glad that at least a few of them could be here today. I especially, and I'll try to do this without crying, but I especially am grateful to Stephen. Those of you that started in Chatsworth and Eton know that he was invaluable. We couldn't have done it over there without him and all his help. And I definitely could not be where I am today without him. He encourages me. He didn't always agree with everything I do, but he always encourages and supports me in all that I do and makes it possible for me to do it. So I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for him. So I love you, and I appreciate all you that you do, and I appreciate you. I'm also grateful for Sensei Robbie and Sensei Lisa. I know that a lot of you don't know everything they do behind the background for people, but they do a lot, and they make it possible for me to continue on and making some modifications because of my health issues, and I'm grateful. And Lisa and I have a great time teaching together over at Chatsworth, and so it's a lot of fun, and we kind of just play off each other, but it's amazing how all three of us, when there's something that needs to be done and we've prayed about it, God just gives us all three the exact same thing at the exact same time, and we're grateful for that. I want to thank Kevin. I call Kevin my assistant instructor in Awanas. He not only goes every Wednesday and helps me over at Temple, but he is my ride there and back. So I'm grateful for that. And he gets a good workout because he doesn't just go and help. He actually takes the class and does it with the kids. So I'm grateful for him. And TJ, where's TJ? TJ, I don't know if y'all know or not, but TJ doesn't even like karate. He just comes and plays around. He actually eats, breathes, and sleeps karate. But I want to thank TJ because and again, I'll try to say this about crying, but TJ, just because of his compassionate heart and his kind spirit, has helped me through a grieving process. Thank you, TJ. And Tanya, back here, is taking pictures. She's a superhero, y'all. I don't know if y'all know that or not, but she does so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Real quick, I want to tell you a little bit about my journey. I didn't start with CCMA. I started with UKS in Ringgold, and I got all the way to First Cup, and I was 6 months away from my black belt, and God said quit, and I was like, excuse me? What did you just say? And he was very adamant. He wanted me to quit. So I quit. I really believed at the time that it was a test, and like in a month or two, he'd go, yeah, you passed, go back, and that didn't happen, and I kept praying, and a year passed, and two years passed, and I just assumed that he was never going to let me go back. He opened the door for me to come back 9 years later to CCMA. And again, I was excited, but again, it was kind of like, excuse me, what did you just say to me? Because I haven't done any exercise, and I had some health issues, and I just thought, I'll never be able to do this. But because of, like I said, Robbie and Lisa and Stephen and my family, I was able to get my black belt. And I went back. You know, I had unfinished business, like Robbie said a few weeks ago, because it was always a desire in my heart to get my black belt, and God knew that. But I went back to karate for the same reason that I quit, and it was because God said so. I always try to do what he wants me to do, and I found out in my life that if I can just follow his will and follow the journey he has for me, I'm so much better off. I know that there are a lot of things in life that we'll never find the answer to because we won't know them on earth, and we won't care when we're dead. But I can tell you this, if God had not said quit, yesterday, not today, but yesterday, I would have been at UKS in Ringgold teaching a class, and I never would have been able to be at Eton. I never would have been able to be here today. And so I'm grateful that he allowed me to come back into this journey. And at my age and with my health problems, every single day that I can be on this martial arts journey is a miracle. And I am extremely grateful to God for giving me that miracle.
Amen. Stephen?
Unless you live through this, you can't really understand the sacrifice that goes into it, the time that it goes into it, the sacrifices not only the student makes, but the whole family makes. And I've watched you make the sacrifices, and I've watched you put in so much time, and I am very proud of you, and Tanya's a superhero, but you're a superhero too. And the average person would have quit a long time ago, and I've watched you walk out the door when you didn't want to. I've watched you walk out the door to karate when you didn't feel like it, and you just don't give up. And I admire that, and I admire you, and I'm really proud of you, and I love you.
Trevor? One of our sons couldn't be here today, but this is Trevor. Two of them. Yeah, two. I'm sorry, but the one I know mostly. This is Trevor. This is the other son. He's going to say a couple words.
We see what this takes out of you week in and week out, and you're still in here busting it, earning your third Dan. And I think I can speak for everyone in this room when we say we're proud.
Good job. Okay. Does anybody else want to say anything? Anybody else have any words to say? I knew you was going to have something.
I don't pass up the microphone. What are you talking about? All of you that know us know that we teach together in Chatsworth, but we're sisters in Christ as well. And so that's like a double blessing. So I am just super thrilled that I get that opportunity, but I have also relied heavily on Elizabeth. When I can't be there, she's there, and we talk to each other, who can open up, who can do this. And we work the classes together. I know y'all don't know that, but we talk about what we're going to do and how we're going to run things, and we bounce ideas off of each other. But I appreciate you so much, and I'm so proud of you. Love you.
Okay, is there anybody else in here who would like to say anything? Anybody at all? If you're scared or whatever, it's okay.
I'll say something.
Go ahead.
Elizabeth, I'm proud of you. We started 4 years ago.
Anybody else? Somebody had their hand up? Yes. Anybody else? Okay. All righty. What's the next order of business? All this stuff? Okay. Yeah. It's my right arm. What are we going to do first? We're going to do those first. We're going to start the presentation with different things. As you know, last year, those of you that were here, we gave out some plaques and some certificates. Some of these certificates represent something like whatever you might have been, best at or something like that the senseis noticed, and so they put you down for that. Now on your like our most competitive and stuff, we're going to have the points are actually printed on your stuff, okay? And so you know exactly how many points you got for the tournaments that you competed in and things like that. Now the way we do our most competitive, it goes from October to October. Like the next week's tournament, counts for next year. It don't count on this year because we've had our banquet. It'll count for next year. So if you compete next week, those points will go on next year's toward the most competitive. And then so on and so on all the way up through October of next year, okay? There is a lot of these. Okay, but I'm going to do this quickly. So as I call your name and I will say what it's for, you guys just come on up and accept this. And you can take a picture with the senseis, okay? Because they'll be the ones that actually chose you for these things. So each one of them here that was a part of that, okay? Code tally, best push-ups. Okay, just to get through it quick, I guess. Faith Burt, best sidekick. Oh, there she comes. So, just stay up here. Salud Pena, best flying sidekick. She's not here? Okay. If they're not here, we'll make sure they get them. Okay. John Spear, most improved fighter. Yuretsi Pena, most improved fighter. She's not here either. TJ Parks, most improved student. There you go, son. Stay up here. What we'll do is we'll just take a big old group picture when we're done. How's that sound?
If
we
everyone
get
would,
everybody
I
up there.
know that there's a little bit of, but come on this side if you don't care since Miss Tanya's trying to get each person's picture.
Okay.
Thank you.
Caden Covington, most improved kata technique. Davion Williams, Most Improved Little Warrior student. He's not here. Devin Wyndham, Best Little Warrior Kicks. Son. Is that Ansley Peden? Okay. Ansley Peden, Best Little Warrior Push-Ups. She's not here. She's not here. Okay. Abram Bishop, Best Little Warrior Fighter. We'll make sure they get them in the next class if they're not here. Tatum Cordova, Best Little Warrior Kata Technique. Son. Espino. Angel Espino, Best Little Warrior Sportsmanship. David Burt, Best Sportsmanship. There you go, son. Thank you, man. Some of these next awards are to recognize our SWAT members, okay? And if you are a SWAT and you didn't get one of these,
I was just going to say, go ahead and do all of these certificates in a group, like a picture. Can you get them?
Yeah.
And then we'll start with that, and then they can go sit down.
okay.
Will that work?
Y'all band together a little bit and let her get a picture, okay? These are all the SWATs. Are there any more SWATs? Okay. All right. Let me finish out these and we'll get that picture again. Sorry. Alton Cordova, Best Push-Ups. Chad Howard, Best Sidekick. Caitlin Robertson, Best Flying Sidekick. So, there you go. Stephen Cochran, Most Improved Fighter. Kimberly Cordova, Most Improved Fighter. You know, last year we didn't have about half this many awards. You know, we have grown so much. God is good. So, congratulations. Danielle Cochran, Most Improved Student. Son. Jay Talley, Most Improved Kata Technique. Abby Harris, Most Improved Little Warrior. Jesse Turner, Best Little Warrior Sidekick. Kick. Still sidekick. They can hear me, can't they? Son, good job, son. I can see that. That's big. William Wiggins, Best Little Warrior Push-Ups. Son, congratulations. Shelby Teams, Best Little Warrior Fighter. Good job, sweetie. Aiden Wooten, Best Little Warrior Kata Technique. Ezekiel Williams, Best Little Warrior Sportsmanship. Logan Sawyers, Best Sportsmanship. Come right here, son. Good job. Now what? I promise we're going to eat here in a few minutes. I know everybody's hungry. I am. Excuse me. All right, these next certificates, what they're about, like I said earlier, is our SWAT people. The word SWAT means Superior Winning Attitude Team. That's where you're chosen if you're one of those type of people that you come in and you want to help, you just want to do all these things, you're always, just trying to help others and things like that, and you've got a good attitude, and you're at karate a lot, and things like that. Those are some of the traits of being chosen for a SWAT person, and that you've let us know that you want to do those things. We don't try to push it on anybody or anything. I don't like the idea of asking people or telling people, to go do this or go do that if they don't really want to do it. This is all about service. If you want to be a part of the service, then that's awesome. But if you just want to come and get your black belt, that's awesome too. And so that's what these next certificates are for. We're going to recognize all of our SWAT members, and I don't think we left anybody out. So anyway, our very first SWAT member, I'm going to call him up first because he's actually our SWAT leader, okay? And that would be Jeremy Holland. So, just stay up here, okay? Kaylin Robertson. You might want to stay close, you know, you never know. You might have another something. Thomas Johnson. Good job, son. Mason Holland. Sydney Holland. Good job. I know it. Jay Talley. Ben Johnson. Amanda Holland. Good job. Carolyn Shell. Kevin's not a SWAT. Kevin, we got to make him one. All right, this right here, these certificates is, oh yeah, go ahead and get a picture of them. I'm sorry. All right, this next one's to recognize our Awana leaders, the ones that help us, the ones that have stepped up to the plate and came to us and said, "Hey, I want to help with this." And so our very first one is going to be Jeremy Holland. Thank you. Kevin Sawyers. And Amanda Holland. Thank you. Next. All right, these next ones was kind of what I was talking about earlier. These are our competitor awards. These are for people that just competed, you know, and your points are down here at the bottom of the certificate of what you earned this year for your tournaments. And so our first competitor award goes to John Spear. 180 points. Congratulations. Stay up here. Our next one is Daniel Coram with 138 points. Gabriel Badger with 112 points. Caden Covington, 90 points. Caitlin Smith, 66 points. You're not here. You're not here. We'll have to separate these out later. Jada Locke, 55 points. Not here. Caleb Land, 44 points. I'm going to stick them together. So, there you go. Riley Schuler, 11 points. Christian Sanford, 11 points. Okay. Who would that be? Watch my cord there. Congratulations. Step in. Brady Talley, finalist. Son. Rebecca Johnson, 44 points. Oh, I'm looking out there. Son. What? Does it matter? Give me that back. No, I'm just kidding.
That's all right. Just hang on to it.
There he is.
Okay.
They're in there.
They were just mixed up. It's okay.
Give me.
Black belts and underbelts together, it doesn't matter.
Caitlin Robertson, 244 points. Congratulations. She was going to shake my hand and she walked out. Logan Sawyers, 158 points. Son, good job, son. Clifford Brewer, 138 points. City Montalvo, 92 points. That's Ott City. Ott City. All right, son. Yeah, took me a second. Michael Harris, 79 points. Son. Yuretsi Pena, 55 points. Not here. Carolyn Shell, 44 points. Congratulations. Thomas Land, 44 points. Good job. TJ Parks, 11 points. Jesus Montalvo, finalist. And Tony Lewis, 112 points. Come up here. So, congratulations. You gotta go over and get a picture. All right, now, there's probably a couple in here that said, now, I competed, and I didn't get anything. Well, there's the ones who were most competitive that had, like, the most points that beat everybody out, they get a plaque. And so, it was a tie between a male and a female on the points, so we give them both a plaque, okay? So, the female is Faith Burt, 263 points. Let's go right here and get a pic. Turn it around there. There we go. Got it? Good job. Proud of you. Yes, thank you. And the tie was Kevin Sawyer's. Good job. Now, in the black belt division, most competitive was Landon Everett. Come here, get a picture. I didn't read off his points. 158. They were tied. I didn't have to read it. Our next ones are most dedicated underbelts. Okay. Our first one is Carolyn Shell. Good job. Then our next one is Jeremy Holland. Good job, man. Now our next one is most dedicated black belt. Now we actually didn't do this one. This is the first year we're doing this one, right? Okay. And so this one's going to go to Sarah Johnson. Congratulations, Sarah. Good job. Okay, let me go ahead and do that. Yeah, get a group picture of that. And this next award is an award that comes actually from me. It's called the CCMA Honors Award, and the one who receives this, sorry, I'll just go ahead and read it off. This is what it says. This award is the highest honor that a CCMA underbelt can achieve. It was created to recognize that student who trains diligently, inspires others, and is dedicated to CCMA, our vision, and their senseis. 2017 CCMA Honors Award is presented to Jeremy Holland this year. Good job, son. Okay, is that it?
Okay. Congratulations, Jeremy. You earned that. And really proud of you. Okay, I got to talk into mine. So, Jeremy, I'm really proud of you. He earned that. And a lot of y'all don't know all the things that Jeremy does for CCMA. He is there to do anything. If you call him, if Sarah and Rebecca have to go to a revival or anything, they called Jeremy, and he's right there on the spot to do the little warriors for them. Any work we need done at the CCMA dojo or the Chatsworth dojo, Jeremy's there and his family's there helping him, so we appreciate you. We got a few little gifts we want to give to the black belts, and these senseis work hard to teach all the kids. They also witness to the kids. They do everything to the glory of God, and so they get out here and they work on your forms. They work on talking to you about issues you have in your life or anything. And so I just want to thank each and every one of them. I know that Elizabeth is mostly at Chatsworth, and Lisa helps her there, and she does a great job there. Sarah and Rebecca do the little warriors there at our dojo in Rocky Face. And then Robbie, he's mostly at Rocky Face, but when needed, he goes to Chatsworth and does anything he needs to. Want to invite everybody to come to the Rocky Face dojo, especially on fight nights. We really enjoy that. There's times that, they're doing work on y'all's floors and stuff, and you get to come over there, and we really enjoy y'all's company over there. We're all one big family, but we don't always get to see everybody. It's more convenient for some people to go to Chatsworth than it is to come to Rocky Face. It's more convenient for me for Rocky Face. But we will come and visit y'all also, and that makes for a lot of friendships that we build throughout the year, okay? We've got a few gifts for these senseis, and basically Tanya has put together a scrapbook for each one of them with pictures of all of their students and things, and some of the students have made up special sayings and writings for you and everything, and they're very nice. I looked through them, and they really bring back a lot of good memories, and I hope that y'all really enjoy them. So this one's for Sarah and Rebecca. Thank you. And this is for Robbie and Lisa's, and I'm giving it to Lisa, okay? But I want y'all to remember just how hard these people really do work, okay? Now, Robbie, last year I told y'all he was going to take a step out into doing CCMA full-time. He had a full-time job. He was doing CCMA also in the evenings, and then he was getting up 5 o'clock in the morning and going to work. Well, he stepped out on a leap of faith, and God told him to go ahead and leave his job and go ahead and become full-time CCMA. And you can see what's happening. It's growing and growing and growing. And it's all to the glory of God. But Robbie took that step and went out to serve each and every one of us, and we want to thank him for that. He'll be the first one to tell you that he's not all about him, okay? So just each one of you shake his hand, give him a bow, tell him how much you love him, and now Caitlin's going to come up and do her form for us. Just kidding.
Thank you, Tony. Let's give Tony a hand. Are we done? Oh, yeah, I was fixing to do that. All right, now for the fun part, or the good part. We're gonna go back there and eat. Do we have servers? Is that what we're doing? How we doing? Okay. We have servers back there, so we're gonna go ahead and say a blessing. What? Okay.
Oh, yeah. And also, I want all y'all to stop and thank Tanya for all that she does for us.
Absolutely.
She will, I know he's already said that, but she has done so much for our dojos and so much behind the scenes, so y'all be sure and thank her for that.
We'll do that while we're eating. We'll do it. Okay. We're going to go ahead and say a blessing, and then we're going to make our way back to there. We're going to do it in sections. Okay. Okay, so we'll go. This will be 1, 2, 3. Okay, so these two rows, then these 2 rows, and then these 2 rows. Okay, something like that. How's that? 3 rows. There's 2 rows there, and these 2 rows, and that's, yeah, whatever. Okay. After the blessing, guys. Hang on, Alton. All right. Let's go to the Lord, guys, and thank Him for all He's done for us. Father God, we just come to you once again, Lord, just thanking you for who you are. Lord, I thank you for each person that showed up today, Lord, and I just thank you for all these opportunities that you give us each and every day, Lord. And Father, we just we thank you for this meal that we're about to receive, Lord, and may it be used to nourish our bodies to further your kingdom, Lord. In Jesus' precious name, amen.